Hello, it's Linda. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia, and today I wanted to show you something new. So this is with products from the Occasions catalogue to be released on the 4th of January 2017. So still a couple of weeks away, but how exciting! New stuff. I always love playing with new stuff. So this card is the card we were doing today. It's a very simple card. I've done a masked background. I've added a few elements here. These are mostly from a brand new embellishment pack that's coming out on that date in the New Occasions catalogue. So very exciting. Love playing with new stuff. So I'm going to show you how I created this background. I've put the whole, it's a very simple card. I've actually put the whole thing on a piece of Whisper, no it's not, very vanilla cardstock. And I've got a piece of that here. I've just cut a piece of cardstock, a sheet of cardstock in half. And now I'm folding it in half again and using a bone folder to slide it flat. And then we'll pop that piece away for the moment and come back to that later. Alright, okay, so to create the background, we'll start with that. I'm actually using something here that's brand new. These doilies, they are called lace doilies, and they're from the New Occasions catalogue. And you think, yeah, more doilies. I love these. You know why? Because they're vanilla on one side and white on the other, which means you can leave them as they are and they will be a beautiful accompaniment to your cards. Of course you can do a variety of things with them, but I've already done a little bit of masking like I did on this card with the same design. So just the one design, but they're the two different colors, which gives you a whole lot more possibilities with them. So all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to position it straight over the top. This color is called Cameo Coral, and part of the reason I'm using this color is because the suite of products in the catalogue, when you see them, it does have Cameo Coral in the suite, and I've got the matching stamp pad here. So Cameo Coral cardstock, Cameo Coral ink, and up to you. You can use a sponge, you can use brayers, either. I used kind of both actually, but I'll show you how easy it is to get this. If you're using a brayer, just hold it in one spot. We're just going to go straight over the top of our sponge, straight over the top of our doily. Okay, and you'll see when you move it, you've got the image and there's a little bit of colour around this. So we're just going to move this here and there and everywhere. You could use a sponge as well, as I said. I might show you that in a second. So it's almost exactly the same. And you can see as we move this, so I'll go with the sponge this time. Very similar effect. I find the brayer is quicker. Obviously you don't get as pretty, you can't control so much what's happening around the edges, but for this type of background, it really doesn't matter. Okay, you see how they're starting to go one over the top of the other. It's very rich. It's a beautiful look actually. Really, really lovely. So yeah, sponges or brayers, both work. Just hold it in the one place, move your fingers when necessary. And of course what's happening at the same time is your doily is also getting coloured, so it's now a Cameo Coral doily. And I might just pop a little bit more down here, just here. Up to you where you position, just have them so they overlap each other a little bit. It really doesn't matter. And you can have as many as you like, you can keep going. But I think that's probably plenty. I've got 5 on there. I'm just going to move my doily out of the way. It looks really pretty. Look how nice it is in the coral. Alright, you can see it leaves a little bit of a mess. Always work with a bit of paper underneath because you will end up with a bit of colour on your background paper. You'd rather have it on paper than on your table. Alright, so that's how you get the background. Really, really simple. Then I'm using this embellishment pack today. Now this is called the Cupcakes and Carousels Embellishment Kit. I love it. It is fantastic. And it's got all these cool things in it. Let's show you what's inside here. So there's this beautiful ombre ribbon, which is also in the Calypso Coral. There's some little vanilla tassels, which are really, really cute. I think there's 8 of those. Yeah, 8. And then there's some baker's twine with the metal with gold metallic through it, which is the yellow, and it looks, the colors to me, I think it looks like so saffron and pool party. It's really pretty. yeah, this is pool party, so definitely is. Little ribbons, little bows. There's some multicolored sequins, gold and sort of pastel colored sequins. And there's these really, really cute, I love them, little die cut elements. Okay, so they're vanilla with gold filigree edges, really, really pretty. So these are awesome. Lots of cool things you can do with all of this in here. So I'm going to start with the ribbon because I'm ready for that now. And I'm just going to cut, I'm going to put some straight across my card. I'm going to cut it so it's just a little bit wider than my card. And I find snail works really, really well for sticking ribbon. And I usually put a snail over one end of it and then turn it around with the same side facing up and put, you can put a little bit in the middle if you want to, but you want to have it over your ends because then it makes it really easy to wrap that. If you're worried about getting ribbon on straight, if you're using grid paper, that really helps you line it up. I'm just going to fold that over the edges like that. Just really pretty to have that little bit of ribbon there. Now, my little element here, my die cut, I'm actually going to stamp in that, and I'm using the Carousel birthday stamp set. Another new one goes with this same suite of products. So these embellishment kits are actually on the same page as you'll find the Carousel birthday set. And I'm just going to use the words that says, I love when your birthday comes around. There's actually quite a lot of sentiments in the catalogue that will fit into these shapes, but I really quite like this one. I'm just going to, sorry if you can see the back of my head, sorry about that. I'm going to just pop that stamp right in the middle there. There we go. Right. Now, it's going to end up straight on here like this, okay, but I'm going to put dimensionals on. But you might have noticed I've done my little trick, as I quite often do. I've put an element here, which is the gold metallic thread, and I've also added the doily back in that just for a bit of extra texture. So that doily is going to go underneath here. So we'll just put some snail over the back of that, not over the whole thing, not that it really matters, but the biggest part of it is actually going to be hidden behind the die cut. Right, so that's just going to go on there, and it just adds a little bit more texture to your card. I love all the different shapes that I can see on this. Then I'm going to put dimensionals behind my die cut shape. So I'm going to put one in each corner. And this is the top here. I'm going to put a dimensional behind there as well. And I'm going to take the backs off them, but I'm not going to stick it onto the cardstock yet. Actually, I might put an extra one on, doesn't hurt. Alright, so they're sticky, but they're not, it's not yet attached, because I'm going to just show you really quickly how I do my tasseling. I never know how to say that word. Alright, so I usually do 4 fingers, and I actually hold one finger out from the others, and I'll show you why. Because if you keep your fingers all really close together without any room between them, what happens is that you can't get the thread off your fingers. So it just makes it easier at the end to get it off if you keep one finger held out. And just keep going until you've got a little bit of, I can see there's a bit of stuff going on there. That looks like it's enough. It's around a bunch of times. And because I have one finger out, it's easy. Now I've pulled it out, so I've got it looped, and I sort of just work it out so a little bit more sort of casual looking. And then I'm going to pop that onto the back of those dimensionals. If there's any bits that pop out, just stick them behind. That's what those dimensionals are for. And if there's any bits that didn't stick down properly, feel free to add another dimensional and make them stick. It's terribly technical, isn't it? Okay, and then I'm going to pop that over the middle of the doily that I put down before. Okay, you should be able to see that coming together now. So easy. Alright, now what I did do on this one was I also added some of these little gold sequins out of the pack that's also in the embellishment kit. So I've added 3 of those just to finish it off and give it a little bit of bling. You can never have enough bling. That's my thing, I guess. I have to add some sort of glitter or bling to almost every single card I make. It's not very often I make a card without it. So yeah, I really like the way this came together. I love the background, and to me that just looks really dramatic, and in fact this one's even darker than the original one that I did. So I'll be putting it together on my card base like so. Actually, I might as well do that, mightn't I? I'm just going to use some fuse over the ends. You can use whatever adhesive you like for this. And pop that on my base. And there's a quick and easy card for you today. I hope you like that. I will be adding a little bit of bling to mine, to this one as well. I just think that'll finish it off pretty. But I hope you like the card. A lot of fun to make, really quick and easy, and it gives you a really lovely background. These doilies, I think they're going to be a great seller. Think about adding those to your order. They're not expensive. They're a fantastic item. And the fact that they're the 2 colours means that you can use them with a whole range of things. Thanks guys for stopping by and watching my little video today. This was day 7 of 10 days of video tutorials. So if you're keen to see the other days, you'll find those up on YouTube, and feel free to subscribe. I hope you do. Thank you guys. Bye bye.